If I was president, all blacks that have reparation, no segregation, feed the nation so there's no famine, Muslims, Jews, Christians, with our whole hands every week on the manifest scientists tell them come up with an answer. I want the cure for AIDS and cancer, but I gotta watch my back. Snipers on the hill with the steel, waiting to shake every kill. And you let you on Friday, baby on Saturday, baby on Sunday, they go back to it on Monday. I was dreaming, I was dreaming. I feel the rain coming, let me play my guitar for them right now. Let's go. Refugees. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, all. You know it's Saturday, your favorite time. It's 10 a.m. and I am Kristie J, and this is the Chisholm Report. I appreciate you guys coming in every Saturday to be able to, sit down with us, talk with us, talk shit and politics. This is what we do. I am a graduate of Southern University of Baton Rouge, Louisiana in political science. I have a business management degree. Also, I do appreciate my people. If you will go ahead and like, share, and comment, would appreciate that for today. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. Today we have a guest coming in, and the best thing about that is that for us, we get some additional information that we've been looking for in regards to Black money. Okay. Learning how to be a independent economic base, and I am a platform for my people. I've expressed that I am nothing. I am literally here just to be able to be a platform for my people to be able to meet, greet, and do business, enjoy each other, and give each other the information. I love every last one of y'all for coming in. It's always a blessing. You know, you're my crush. So good morning to all. So let's go ahead and do this first. First thing is, I did watch Coming to America, and it was people. I got two different reviews on it. Okay, everybody's going different ways on it, but I'll tell you this: Eddie Murphy came up with so many jewels over years and years, perfect movies, you know what I mean? And it's hard to be able to follow that back with anything. But I'll tell you, it was funny. Black people so extra. So I quite enjoyed the fashion, the costumes, the cameos. I had an issue with not see Daryl, and Daryl married Lisa's sister. Okay. I don't know where the landlord was. All right. And but other than that, I was quite happy with the movie and was glad that I got to see it 2 days early. All right. So if you haven't seen it, it's a great movie. Go ahead and check that out. Put some money in the Black man pocket. I want to first say this. Okay. So you have something that's going on in the Senate right now where they are trying to do voter registration suppression. If y'all can think about what it took for this election to be able to get people to out and vote, early election was a great thing for this election, especially us dealing with COVID, because it allowed you to be there without being there for hours and hours and hours and hours. Okay. Because you weren't in line with everybody. Now they're trying to say that we cannot do early voting, and it would have to be in-person voting on election day. Well, this is kind of stupid because Republicans are actually people who vote early, but that's who's pushing it. Okay. Also, They talk about not having a license to be able to vote. Now, you would say that you think everybody has an ID or a driver's license to be able to do that. Like, no problem. Everybody has it. What a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't actually drive, so they don't go to the DMV. Okay, and a lot of people don't put themselves in. Don't really want the government knowing too much about them, so that a lot of people don't have that information, and that keeps people from being able to vote. You have your social security number or whatever, and that should be able to suffice for you to be able to vote. But at this point, they're not doing it. They think that this is a good idea, and I want you guys to stay woke to that, because it's a possibility that it can harm us being able to get out and vote. Okay, I want to say, let me go over the bills that we talked about the other day. I want to go talk about those bills. And one was the AB 157. And that was like the Karen law, to be able to sue these people who are falsely accusing you of doing something. They see you out at your own house, working on your car or doing something around your house, and they call the police on you. You'll be able to sue them. Okay. AB 158 is for our young people, so they are not being tarnished in their record for marijuana and alcohol laws, for that stuff to be able to fall off at the age of 18, or not even to be able to put on their account, because it's actually legal for adults. AB 116 is the making traffic tickets into civil matters. Okay, so you get pulled over and all of a sudden they're like, hey, you haven't paid this ticket. They can't tow your car and send you to jail. It's a civil matter, meaning that you would have to be able to go to court for that. You guys know how passionate I am about that. SB 50 is the no-knock warrant that we spoke about, and that is what we dealt with Breonna Taylor. And I told you guys that I thought that was a robbery, straight up. They already had him in custody. Okay, they thought that there was drugs either drugs or money inside, and they didn't think they were going to have an issue with it, but they weren't expecting her to have a brand new boyfriend who was carrying. Okay, so they were going to basically rob her and be able to move on about their business and end up killing that girl. Okay. Like I said, this is what happened in the 80s, in the 90s, the 70s. This is what happened with the mob. This is what happened with all these additional drug dealers at these times. Okay. So these things, to me, play a big part in us being able to maintain our own people. Okay. And to be able to hold people accountable, because Breonna Taylor's murderers still have not been brought to justice. So I want you guys to know that I have a guest coming on. His name is Brother Ben X. Okay. I am very impressed with this young man. This man, I see all the great things that he's doing. He has everything out there. My baby even told me about him. Okay. My baby was like, I'm clicking through and he was like, oh, he's a gamer. He be cussing, mama. I was like, I said, no, I'm glad that you see him or whatever, but he said it. So, you know what I'm saying? He ain't supposed to be listening to the cussing, but he knew exactly who he was when I'm clicking and trying to get my research going about my guest coming in. And I loved it. I love the fact that he was able to recognize that young man. We are going to talk about Black economics. I want to be able to ask this man. He has a couple of different things going on, and I am curious. I am curious about digital real estate. I am curious in regards to how that helps. How do I acquire it? He has music out. He does a bunch of things. He has a book, and we're going to be able to talk to him about these things. So, without further ado, I would love to be able to go ahead and say hi, Brother Ben X. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing blacktastic. Yourself?
I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. I first let me ask you, what is that you're wearing?
Where like just the brand?
Yep.
This is our ABS drip, is what we call it. It is our gear for our company assets before splurging. So shoot, we got our own brand. So instead of wearing somebody else's brand, we wear our own.
You know, you know how they go. Okay, I appreciate that. I want you to be able to talk to my people and just kind of give them a good idea of who you are, and then from there we be able to move on.
Well, my name is Brother Ben X. I am a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I am also a entrepreneur and simply a brother, and my mission is to give life to the dead. I was born in prison. The first time I saw my biological father was in his casket. I recall seeing my biological mother about maybe one time. I have 21 biological brothers and sisters. I've talked to 7 of them. I've met 6 of them, and I know 4 of them well because we get together often. And
Right,
so for me, I believe that when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that the way we are born oftentimes will be um it'll have a purpose to our destiny. And when he talks about giving birth to a God, he often talks about the thoughts that that mother has. He often talks about the feelings that that mother has and how those things go into the womb of her, and it goes into that child. So when I
right,
started to analyze that, I started to think about my mother when she was in prison. She probably had thoughts about being out of prison. She probably had thoughts about freedom. She probably had thoughts about not being confined. And as I think about my life, I've been the same way. I said to myself, even when I was in middle school and high school, that I don't want to go to a school every day, getting up every day, going somewhere I don't want to go, and then get a degree or a diploma and live that same life, working for somebody else, getting up early in the morning, going somewhere I
right,
don't want to go. So I've always had the spirit of entrepreneurship and doing for self, even before joining the Nation of Islam. But the Nation of Islam just gave me a deeper spirit and will and desire to really go about that and actually do that. So for me, man, I just have a mission of giving life to the dead, mentally, spiritually, and financially. And I'm somebody who likes to document my life because I've been doing that for a long time, just to inspire others to do the same.
what you know about a long time? How old are you?
Well, I'm about 76 trillion years young. I grew up back in, but I'm 26 years young.
Okay, and you said you've been doing this for a while. What's a while?
So I've been doing this over a decade.
Okay. And what made you so ambitious? I mean, especially okay. I set up yesterday and I actually looked at something and I didn't know about your parent situation. And then yesterday when I was looking at that, um, it gave me even more respect for you. Where did this ambition come from if the beginnings were so hard?
Actually, I think the ambition is because it was so hard. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that adversity is the mother of creativity. And see, whenever we go through trials and tribulations, that pulls out of us that which we didn't even know was in us.
Right,
So it teaches us that, struggle is prescribed, it's ordained, because whenever you struggle, you are being forced to uh reach a part of yourself that you didn't know you had. So whenever you was
right,
chased by that dog or chased on the bike or you was trying to jump over a gate because you was probably running from a bully, you noticed that you can clear the whole gate when you got
right,
that when you got some pressure, when you got somebody running after you. But if you just do it on your own, oftentimes you really can't clear no gate like that. So for
right,
me, growing up in basketball, I've always wanted to be a basketball player. I was an All-American basketball player, and I always had that competitive mindset. So I think because I was good growing up, I developed a mindset early that whatever I put my mindset to, I can be great at. So I did magic, I did football, I did basketball, I done did a lot of things, and whatever I
right,
focused on, I kind of become a star at it. So for me, it's just me always having the will to be the best. Even when I wanted to go to the NBA, my dream was not just to go to the NBA; it was to be an NBA All Star. So no matter
right.
where I'm at, I want to be at the top of the top because I don't believe God created us to be mediocre.
Not at all. Okay, I appreciate that. I want to know. Okay, tell me where you're from, and then explain to me how that had impact on you today.
Well, I'm from Dallas, Fort Worth. Somebody said on my comments Saturday, nobody says Dallas Fort Worth, but I do because I grew up in Fort Worth. I went to middle school and elementary out there, but I was always in Dallas as well because that's where my dad is from. And so uh, growing up on both of those sides in Oak Cliff and then also in Fort Worth with my cousin and them, I guess it kind of made me tough, I guess I would say, because growing up in the hood, we used to play basketball on the street, curve
Right.
ball, wall ball, playing
Saw it
half
coming.
the gym on the side of the curb, playing shoot 5 second hold, throw up tackle. So I grew up in a time where people used to be outside. I know y'all think I'm young, but I grew up back in the 70s a little bit. So uh so I grew up in that time where people was tough and I used to play up. And what I mean by playing up is I never played with people my age really. Whenever I'm playing basketball and playing 25 or 21, it's always with older people. So I had to work hard to even get the ball. I had to work hard to even get a rebound. And being that I was small, not just young, but just short period, whenever they had to get the ball, I had to figure out another way to go steal it from us because I ain't big enough to box nobody out or get the
Right.
rebound. So I had to always be strategic and see how I can be successful, although I was playing with people who was advanced. So I think that made me who I am today by always trying to go to the next level, not complaining about the position that I'm in, but figuring out a way that I can still be successful, although I have adversity in my midst.
Right. Okay. I saw your streams this morning, and I saw your son. He was doing his karate. Looked just like you. So cute. He's a little cutie. Um, my son at this point, okay, I was talking to my brother not too long ago, and I was talking to him in regards to us sending our kids to Catholic schools and stuff like that. And I was expressing to them in my world, I have a not to say a fictitious world, I have a world that I live in, which is an all black world. And if I could, instead of sending my child to a Catholic school where he has to dress up or anything like that, I would send him to like an Islam or Nation of Islam type school if they ever did, what I'm saying, put something out there like that. Do you guys have something going on like that?
Yes, we have a Muhammad University of Islam in a lot of states. The largest one is in Chicago. We have one in New Jersey, I believe, Houston. They either be called Muhammad University of Islam, and in several places it's called Elevated Places as well. And then just believers have schools of their own as well. Matter of fact, the brother who brought me into the Nation of Islam, he had his own school, and that's why I worked at. That was my first job when I dropped out of college. But now we have to understand the principle and not just a building. So for me, school is about being educated. So whether if I'm learning online or I'm learning in the physical school, that's still school. So with COVID-19 and the pandemic, of course,
Exactly.
these places are open for you to come into school. But however, we have weekly study groups that people can tap into. Many other believers have curriculums, online curriculums that you can tap into. Should even myself, we have the Black World Order program. Many of
Exactly.
the people that's in the Black World Order program say that their children are watching. In fact, we had a sister who said her daughter was able to invest 300 and turn it into 3,000 with the investment game that we was able to bless them with. Even with
Okay.
the wealth standard that 19 Keys and Chris Cole has a part of the BWO. They had a youth compartment to it, to where they was teaching the youth about finances. So just going and finding your people who have the truth. Now, school is everywhere. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said you can have a university under a tree, long as you are teaching a universal the
Exactly.
principle. So whether that education is done in your car, your garage, or a physical building, that's school to me.
Okay. Go ahead and elaborate on the Black World Order and what that is.
So the Black World Order is a program that myself, Chris Cole, 19 Keys, Jake Taylor Jacobs, and Derek Grace all put together. We all have had separate courses in 2021 that has been very successful. I, of course, teach the digital real estate. Jake Taylor Jacobs teaches the private banking blueprint.
Right.
19 Keys and Chris Cole teaches the wealth standard, and Derek Grace teaches the in-home banking. So because we had so many of our students that were saying, well, I want to be in your course and his course and that course, you would have been paying over $14,000 for all of our courses separately. So what we said is, let's just come together and combine those courses and offer it to our people at one particular price. And so we teach stocks and investments. We teach building your brand online, building your business online. We teach mindset. We teach you owning your own bank, being able to have tax-free withdrawals, guaranteeing generational wealth. We also have connections to where we can help our people get irrevocable trust, so we can have a private trust and protect yourself from taxes and things of this nature. So it's a lot when it comes to wealth that we don't know. So we said, let's come together and put something together, because we've been talking about mentally and spiritually. We want to tie in that financially part as well, because it's hard for our people to hear when their stomach is growling, but we don't knock out the mental part, because we know that a fool and his money will soon part.
Okay. And I saw something on the website. It was a discount on the classes right now.
Yeah, so right now, all the way up until Sunday, we're doing a 50% sponsorship. So you actually can get the whole year membership at 50% off right now.
Okay.
You can go to blackworldorder.com or bwoacademy.com if anybody's interested.
Most definitely. Okay. And can you explain to me what is digital real estate?
So are you familiar at all with physical real estate?
Yes.
So with physical real estate, people typically make money off of rent, or they make money off of mortgage. They're getting paid something on a monthly basis. Or what somebody would do is they'll go do some wholesaling. They'll go do some wholesaling, meaning that they will be able to get a home at a discounted rate, have a contract, and within that contract, they may say, hey, I got 90 days to sell this home. So right now they can sell this contract to an investor, meaning if I can get it for 60,000 and I know it's worth 200,000, I can flip this to an investor, because this investor gonna get it at a low rate. Then they gonna make it do what it do, and then they gonna flip it and get a profit from it. And that person who is the middleman could actually make $15,000 off the deal, $10,000 off the deal, $5,000 off that deal. But that takes a lot of work. And I'm a brother who don't like paperwork. I hate paperwork. I don't even like checking my emails like that. So for me, I said, man, I believe that this concept could be done digitally as well. And I look at my profile as a home. I mean, as land, as a property. I look at my videos as a property. Why do I look at those as property? I always tell people I have over 2,000 something properties, because every time that you watch my video, I get paid from it. And these videos and these platforms pay me out every single month. So when I look at Facebook, that's land to me. When I look at YouTube, that's land to me. Why do I look at that as land? Because whenever you buy land, you still got to pay land taxes. Whenever you buy property, you still got to pay property taxes. So these platforms like Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, you can get paid for, but you still got to pay them they little fees. So I look at that as your taxes. Whenever somebody is having a housewarming, I don't think nobody would have a housewarming and have nothing in the house. You ain't got no couches, you ain't got no chips, you ain't got no TVs for them to watch. So typically you make sure something is in the house before you invite people in, right? Correct. Well, on your social media platform, I always ask people the question, what is the reason you asking somebody to follow you, i.e. invite them into your property, but you ain't got nothing for them to watch? You ain't got nothing for them to engage.
No content.
So build up your property first, and then you start to invite people over, and they'll have a reason for you to actually stay. Then I ask you the question, which I ask you here live. What does your life insurance, your insurance on your car, your energy bill, and your phone bill all have in common?
It's stuff I have to pay every month.
It's something that you have to pay every month. So just like your house and just like those companies, you have to pay it every month because it's an asset. So an asset is something that's bringing in money. A liability is something that's taking money out. So what I teach my students is, don't focus on passive income. Oh, no, we're not following that no more. Chase the bread, chase the bag, chase the money. No. What I want you to do is focus on passive impact, because the more people that you impact, the more income will come. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, you become an asset yourself. You become valuable yourself, and watch money chase you, because money is going to chase the value. So the same way that you got a phone bill and you pay this phone bill every month, this light bill that you pay every month. What if I became valuable to where I had 1,000 people paying me every month? What if I could develop a program, which would be a property, that I could charge a certain amount every month, and it's bringing life to you, it's bringing information to you, and it's teaching you something that's going to put money into your pocket. So the same way you got a phone bill that costs you $69 a month, you may say $69 a month, not a lot of money, but some of y'all got 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers. Some of y'all got 500,000 followers. If you had 1,000 people, not the whole 50,000, not the whole 20,000, 1,000 people that'll pay you $69 a month, that's $69,000 a month. More money than many people are making. Probably everybody watching this right now, more money than y'all making a month if you just was able to focus on passive impact. How can I impact 100 people? How can I impact 200 people and offer them a service? So what I'm saying is, with the digital real estate, build up your property, become valuable, because when you're looking at a mansion, the reason the mansion costs more is because the mansion is more valuable. You got a pool back there. You may have a basketball court back there. You may have an escalator in there, or elevator in there. I say escalator, elevator in there. And so the more valuable that home is, the more you can charge. Well, the more valuable I am, the more I can charge. And see the difference with digital real estate as I close. If I had a house, when I have one family in that house, I can't keep marketing on Facebook, can I? I can't say, hey, I need more people to come in. I'm trying to fill up the rooms. That family gonna say, man, this dude crazy. What kind of landlord is this? I'm already staying in this house. But if you got a digital property, if you got one person that's in that house that unpaid, that's paying on a monthly basis, I can go get 10,000 more people. I can get 100,000 more people. And guess what? Whenever I want to evict somebody, I ain't got to hire nobody to come kick them out the house. I'm going to just hit that block button. I'm going to just hit the delete button. It take me 2 seconds to delete you out my house. So that is, in a short form, what digital real estate is.
Okay. And then along with that, okay, how does that play into, or does it have anything to do with the cryptocurrency and Bitcoin?
Not necessarily the way that I just described it. However, however, it does tie in with digital real estate, because that is digital real estate. This is some land that you have digitally. See, with the Bitcoin, they're only producing, and I may be wrong in this, I think 21 million Bitcoins. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. That may not be the exact number. However, because it's only a certain amount of supply, it's similar to gold a little bit. So the same way you can't print off no more gold, or you can't print off no more land, that's what makes the real estate valuable, because it's only 57,255,000 square miles of land, and you can't print off no more. So when you got some, when you buy it up, that's what make it valuable. So with the Bitcoin, if you get more Bitcoin, the more Bitcoin you get, and the more people start to accept the Bitcoin. So you see companies saying, I accept Bitcoin. You starting to see Bitcoin ATMs. So as this begins to happen and the world begins to transform into that type of world, your cryptocurrency that you have is going to shoot up in actual value. So when you think about a home, a lot of people got these houses and they brag about having all these houses, but all these houses are not profitable. Some of those are liabilities. Some people don't have any tenants in there and they have to pay that rent and they not even staying in it. But with this cryptocurrency, if I got a few Bitcoins, shoot, the amount of percentage and money that I'm going to make with Bitcoin may be a lot more money that I'm going to make with this liability that I got right now in my house, or just leaving my money in the bank. So the more that you buy up, shoot, it becomes more valuable. So that would be the real estate.
Okay. And if I was, okay, let's say that I'm a skeptical person. Okay. Let's say that you see me on the street and I have questions for you. And I tell you that I don't do anything that's not a sure thing. Like I'm here in Las Vegas. Okay. I think people come down here all the time and being able to hit the tables. They won't hit the table. They come down. And when I think of them hitting the table, I ask them, how much did they come to lose? How do you change a mind frame like that?
I would say, number one, they lying. I probably wouldn't say it like this, but I would show them how they lying. The man that you with is not a sure thing. The woman that you with is not a sure thing. The food that you think you eating that is good for you is not a sure thing that's gonna make you healthy. So everything, your job that you have is not a sure thing. So a lot of people think that your job is security. Actually, it's not. You seen that with COVID-19. Many people got fired during COVID-19. They stressed out right now because they thought their job was a sure thing. A lot of people are stressed out right now because they babies is at home. You don't know what to do because you thought this school was a sure thing. Now you see that it's not a sure thing. So I would say you shouldn't be depending on the sure thing. You should be depending on yourself and being God enough to be able to pivot no matter what happens. So if this thing don't work, I know that I'm smart enough to where I can make my money back, or I'm clever enough to be able to get back on my feet, because nothing literally is a sure thing. You can have 1,000 people that's successful in something. You can have 10,000 people that's successful in something, but that doesn't mean you're going to get the same exact results because maybe you didn't put in the work that they was doing. Yeah, you say, I'm about to get pregnant, I'm about to have this baby. That's not a sure thing. Just because you done got pregnant, you can have a miscarriage. So I would say you do a lot of things every day, whether if you want to or you don't want to. That's not a particular sure thing. So what I would say is, if it was me, I have results, and I know the scripture says you can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. And you can argue with this computer, you can argue with these numbers, you ain't got to argue with me. So with me as a teacher, I always say, I actually invite that. I tell them all the time, as a teacher, I can come in here and tell you I got the best program. As a teacher, I can say, oh man, I got the best news you can use. But it's going to be from a biased perspective because I'm the one who created it. So what I do is, and if you look at my page, I always have students come on. Testimony, 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 testimony. You say, well, Brother Ben, I've been in a domestic violence situation. I'm a single mother. I got somebody for that too. You say, well, Brother Ben, but I'm homeless. Hey, I bet it don't work for people who homeless. I got somebody for that too. Hey, man, Brother Ben, I dropped out of college. Man, I didn't go to college, or I dropped out of high school. We got people with that too. Brother Ben, but shoot, man, I got a felony. I go pull somebody with that too. So my job is not to try to sell you. I'm just going to give you the testimonials that already has been working for somebody who took that leap, and then I'm going to hand it to you. And from there, that's on you, because we're taught that, hey, man, all we can do is deliver a clear message and enjoin you unto truth. I'm going to be a good example. I'm going to give you I'm going to tell you about it. So first, I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to be an example myself. I'm going to show you an example that may be related to you. And I'm going to ask you, how can I help you out? I may even offer you a free class, which we do. Try it out for free. Try it for 30 days, like you do Netflix. Yeah, like you do your Amazon Prime, like you do all your other video. Try it for 7 days and then see if it don't work. And if it work, come on in.
Right. Well, I want to give you congratulations on all of that. Love to be able to hear you talk in regards to money for our people. I have a couple of additional questions for you, and I kind of want you to chime in on it. I'm about to talk about Texas. So what happened? How were you and your family during this ice storm?
Man, cold in the mud. Now we was cold, but our water was off. That's the only thing that we dealt with. You know, being prepared from the Honorable Minister. Man, listen, let me first say I thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because what he has been preparing us with and guiding us with for so many years is really starting to come to pass. So when he talks about, hey, you need to have 6 months worth of water in your home, you need to have unperishable foods in your home, people ignore him. You let the media make y'all don't like him, whatever the case may be. But he continues to show that what he's been preparing us for is working time after time after time. And he does it years ahead of time, months ahead of time. And if we just listen, we will be okay. You ain't got to agree with everything or be in the Nation of Islam to take that guidance. But if we just heed that guidance, man, a lot of us wouldn't be suffering the way that we are suffering, if I can just say that first. So for us, we already had the food stored up. We already had the water stored up. So what we was able to do was, you know, we had to brush our teeth with the water that we had to go to the water bottle. Now you doing it like that. We had to take wash offs with the water bottle. So if we didn't have that, shoot, we wouldn't have known what to do. We were on there funky and hot and cold. You know what I'm saying? So our electricity went off one time.
Yeah.
Like a week before it got real bad, they came and they dropped like an electricity thing in there. So our power didn't go off, but our water was off. And then so we was able to go out as ABS Cares and brothers from Waxahachie Study Group with me was able to go out and help our people in need who needed the water. But we was pretty cool so far.
Right. Now I didn't said a couple of times that Texas and Florida, y'all on y'all own. Because every time something happened, y'all need help. Okay. And then y'all be like, I ain't voting. Now I wanted to ask you in regards to the voting thing. Did you vote?
No.
Tell me why.
I just don't vote. I'm not into politics like that.
You don't think you're political?
No, not in that particular round.
Okay.
I personally,
So
I may get there, but for me, I just haven't. When I seen, I just don't. My mission is to give life to the dead mentally and spiritually. So
okay.
I think the way that we're really going to have a change is by us changing our particular selves, not having laws particularly change. Can that help? Yes, it can help.
Okay.
Uh, they got grants for black people where the black people can go get money and start businesses. But guess what? Because their mindsets haven't been changed, they ain't going down there getting the money. And when it comes to the laws and when it comes to the beliefs that we have, I only follow the law and drive the speed limit when the law is present. But when the law is
Stop
present,
telling on yourself.
yeah, a little bit, but when the law isn't present, because I don't be want to go the speed limit. When the law not present, I'm back driving the speed. I'm back driving fast. So oftentimes people are not changed by laws alone. They are changed by, the mindset being changed. So should we have people that's fighting in that political realm? Absolutely. Should we have people that's in there that has an agenda that we all can agree to? Absolutely. But I think it should be a war on two fronts. Well, we got some people that's on the ground right in that particular realm, and if we got people that's over there doing it in that particular realm. And me personally, I'm not digging into politics like that right now because my mind is solely on something else and it's consuming my time. So as I get older, as my time frees up, I may be able to get into that and do a little bit more, but I'm not voting for somebody just because somebody said that they was good, because many people said the people that we got in there right now was good. And I'm still hearing people complain. They said we need to get Obama out of there. And I'm still seeing people complain. I've seen people say, well, I'm with Trump because Trump is doing all this for black folks. And I'm still seeing people complain when they said Obama was in there. We finally got our first black president. And I was still seeing people complain. And I was still seeing people in the same condition, because it doesn't matter who's going to be in that White House. It don't matter who's going to be your local mayor. Oftentimes, it's what's going to change in my particular heart that's going to change my mind. We are suffering
for your household, correct?
Mental death. We are suffering from we ain't got no money. We suffering from we ain't got good marriages. We ain't got good relationships. We ain't got no generational wealth. And honestly, none of them is going to give me that. I've got any laws having to be changed. So that's my thoughts on this situation. And why.
So let me go ahead and say something. Okay. So let me tell you that you are a new face of politics. The problem is we have these old people that are sitting in these seats that don't have our best at mind. Okay. Let me express this, that you can't put out a fire if the whole house is on fire and you only focused on the living room. Okay, then the rest of the house is going to burn down. So it is a connection with all of us being able to do everything, but it's the connection. Me being able to talk to my money and say, what are we going to do? And be picking before they give us the trash, so we don't have to pick out of the trash. So I want you to think about this. My young brother who expressed just a lot of things about them not being able to care about us, that it starts in your household. Then once it comes out of your household, it goes to your neighborhood. Then it goes to your community. Then it goes to your city. And then it goes to your state. And then when we get to the point where we are together, which you are most definitely correct, people go complain. Okay. They go complain no matter what you have going on. But it's the point of us getting together and being able to get to the next point. So, Mr. Brother Ben X, I want you to know you are political. You could literally change the game.
What does that mean?
With these kids. What I mean by that is these kids sit up and they watch you play the video game. They listen to your music. They're reading your book, which let me go ahead and say, Separation of Death. Okay. They're watching your podcast. You are touching more people than the president right now because he can't even use his Twitter. Well, the ex-president. Okay. Now, I never said that like Biden's my guy or anything like that, or nothing like that. The problem we have is that we keep voting in the trash and keep allowing them to sit in these seats. And then we say that they, why we worried about them? I'm worried about them because they determine my taxes. Because when I go to 7-Eleven to go buy a new charger or some glasses or my McDonald's, okay, every time I touch it, I'm paying a tax into it. My tax just doesn't come off my income tax. So they bleed in me.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that example.
Let's go with that example.
Did Trump pay a lot of taxes?
Did he pay? No, he paid $700 in a month.
Why not?
And I'm upset about that because I paid way more in my taxes for that year.
Why are you upset about that?
Because literally, when I go to a store, or if I like the Lambo you just bought, okay, did you have to pay taxes on that Lambo? That was money that went into this society that you telling me that you don't care about. How much was the tax on your Lambo?
It depends because I didn't buy it in my personal name.
Okay. Well, then whatever name you purchased it in was a tax. Okay.
Yes, and it's right off too because it's
a tax write off. But when you walk into let's say you walk into Sprint, right? And you say you go buy a charger, are you writing that down on your taxes as an expense?
Well, my phone, I use my phone for business.
Okay. Your son got a phone or a tablet? He need a charger.
Yeah. And eventually he's working for me too. So everything.
Exactly.
So but going back to my question, why are you upset with Trump not paying taxes, not paying so much in taxes?
Because I don't want to pay no taxes either.
Well, if you don't want to pay taxes, no law has to be changed for you not to do exactly what Trump did. So if you look at what he's doing, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, study the operations of the white man, not them morally, but study the operations. So if you go and say, man, it's because this is a lot of our people, man, he didn't pay taxes. I paid all this in taxes. Okay, calm down. Let's remove the emotions. Why didn't he have to pay so much?
I'm passionate, not emotional.
This right here, he got it in this, and he had this set up. Well, which law says that you can't say what he got set up? I ain't seen it yet. I know not just Trump. I know black people. I know black that is saying that they didn't pay all this in taxes because they have businesses. They got private irrevocable trusts. They got LLCs that they bind their businesses in. What's stopping us from setting that up? You are a brand. When you coming on here and you talking as a brand. When I'm Brother Ben X, I'm talking as a brand. This is a business. Brother Ben X makes money. So why am I going to continue to do something that I know is causing me to pay so much in taxes when there is a option for me to do it another way and not have to pay so much in taxes? There is already a law that can protect me. You have life insurance. Hopefully, we should all have life insurance. When you have a life insurance and that life insurance policy is set up correctly, you have what you call a cash reserve. With that cash reserve, I just told you earlier that you can take out tax-free money. So what is stopping us from setting up a policy, putting this money into our cash reserve, taking the tax-free money out of that cash reserve, buying something with that, and then you paying yourself back instead of the bank where you got all this money in the bank. It ain't accumulating no wealth. It ain't growing in an ounce percent, and they using your money, lending that money out that you put in there, making money on. What's stopping us from doing it the right way, setting up our own private bank? Ain't no law out there that said, no, black folks can't do that. No, Brother Ben, you can't do that. It is our lack of knowledge and our lack of execution that got us in this condition with that example you just gave.
Okay. So we're going to have to keep going with this. You're going to have to come back and be able to speak with us. And everything that you just spoke on, I'm holding you accountable to teach. We're going to be coming to your way. Please.
I got you on that. But see, here's the thing, sister. People will complain about these things, but it's people who've been following us for years, right? But they don't tap into the free classes. Brother Jake, for a whole year, I brought Brother Jake on to what I just told you. Brother Jake, the brother was doing everything offline. I said, man, we got to take this to the people. The brother was doing a free class every week on this. We telling people, come on with it. text this. Come on, come view it. Come check it out. Come listen to it. Free. And
Right.
people wasn't coming. And then those who was coming, they didn't execute. So it is being taught. It's being
Right.
taught distinctly inside of the BWO course.
Well,
Inside
Brother Ben,
class. And it's free videos with Brother Jake Taylor Jacobs. It has talked about it, has gave examples about it, and he's talked about how we're using it for our lives as well. So that car, that Lambo, or whatever you talking about, I ain't got no Lambo yet. We'll just go with the Lambo. But
okay.
that car was cash. We learn how to do this without going into debt from the private banking blueprint. We have
Exactly.
students, and some of them is even in the comments
It's my
that took the private banking blueprint class, learning how to
Right.
own their own private bank, and they learning these different things. But it's gonna
so,
take
Brother
time.
Ben X, I love you so much. But I gotta be able to go. We gotta go. But please go ahead and drop the handles so they can be able to get to you. And I will be making sure that we get back together so we can be able to talk about this. Most definitely bring your brothers in if they want to be able to sit down and talk, and I'll be quiet. Oh yeah, because I want to talk about something that you said when you said something about a woman's place. I just want to know where that's located. So I want you to be able to talk to me about that the next time. We can't. I got a show coming in the next second.
It's a quote. It won't take too long. Let me just
Go ahead. Give me the quote.
I know how the devil work. They hear you, then we gotta go. They're gonna think Brother Ben said something like that. I don't remember ever saying that. But what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said is the home is the woman's base, not her place. She can go be as great as she wants, but that home, when she has children, is her base, not her place. So I never said that.
Okay. Well, I maybe I had you wrong, or somebody said it, but I appreciate you coming. Please drop those handles, and we can always finish this on Instagram if you like.
Yes, ma'am. I'm good for the day. I appreciate you for bringing me on. My handle is Brother Ben X on every platform: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, every platform. Brother Ben X.
It's been a pleasure, and anytime you ever want to argue, I'm here. Hey, so thank you again for coming, y'all. Y'all know that y'all my crush. If you see somebody out there grinding, let them know you see them shining. And I love y'all. Next week we'll be back in again. Miss Patrina will come in with these additional things that's happening with the politics and policies, and we will be on. Thank you so much, Brother Ben X. And anytime you want to be able to come back on, you most definitely let me know, and we can go at it.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Have a good day, sir.
You.